Hi, I'm Cass, and this idea kind of just came to me and I'm rolling with it, so I hope this is going to be a fun video. So I'll be recommending books based off of songs off the new Stray Kids MAXIDENT album. I thought it'd be kind of fun because the new MAXIDENT album has a lot of love sort of songs, and I read quite a bit of romance, so I thought it would be fun to try to correlate the lyrics to different book recommendations. So that's the plan, and let's get started on the first one, which is going to be Case 143. Now, during the chorus, the lyrics go, "Why do I keep getting attracted? I'm drawn to you like a magnet. I cannot explain this reaction." And so for that, I decided to recommend Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I think that the sort of relationship and a certain bond between Emilia and Wrath really have them drawn to each other, and neither one of them can explain why they're drawn to each other, but the reader doesn't get to find out why until I think the end of the book, or like midway through the book. So there's a reveal about kind of why they're being drawn to each other, but I thought the lyrics perfectly fit that. Then another line of the song reads, "You got me losing patience, the uncontrollable emotion," which I thought was so perfect because Emilia is very quick to anger because of Wrath, and obviously Wrath being the Prince of Wrath, it's kind of natural that Emilia can't control her emotions and her anger around Wrath, and I thought both of those lines fit perfectly with Kingdom of the Wicked. So this follows Emilia and her kind of enemies to lovers relationship with Wrath, who is a prince of hell, and there is a kind of mystery going on in the background because witches are being killed, and Emilia's out to avenge someone and to solve this mystery. So that is my recommendation for the song Case 143. The next song on the set list is Chill, and for that I decided to recommend Red, White, and Royal Blue. The lyrics that I chose to fit this book read, "A fight that never ceases, like trying to cut water with a knife. It's not that we didn't fit right from the start, we're just too different. Was the idea that we thought wrong in the end." This book follows two people, Alex and Henry. Now, Alex is the son of the President of the United States, and Henry is the son of the Prince or Queen of England. And it goes from enemies to friendships to lovers, I would say. And it is such a fun, cute read. The dialogue in this book is simply so funny, but they argued so much in the beginning, hence why the lyrics, you know, they don't really get along and they're just way too different. They're very similar in the way that their families both are in politics, and them being sons in politics get to also be involved in that. But they're very different because they're from different countries, obviously, and they have to just grow to pretend to like each other for the tabloids and to recover a certain incident that happens in the beginning of the book. So that is the book that I recommend to fit the vibe of Chill. Next, we have Give Me Your TMI, and for that I'm recommending The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. Now, the lyrics that I chose for this book read, "What the hell are you doing to me for you to make me freeze like this again? I promise this isn't an obsession." This book follows our main character, Rosie, why the fuck did I say it like that? And basically her apartment ceiling collapses in the beginning of the book, and her best friend Lena is on her honeymoon, and so she decides to kind of borrow Lena's apartment because obviously she cannot live in hers with the ceiling literally caved in. However, she discovers that someone is already there, and that someone is Lucas. And because they both now are living in this apartment, they come to an agreement and they decide to go on fake dates because Rosie is an author who's struggling with her second novel and she writes romance books. Therefore, they decide to kind of experiment and go on fake dates to help Rosie gather some inspiration for her next book. So Lucas agrees, and thus starts the American Roommate Experiment. Naturally, with these kind of fake dating tropes, you always have the characters liking each other, but both of them are like, "It's not real. They don't actually like me. It's just for the fake date, blah, 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 blah." And yeah, I think that they kind of get a little bit obsessed with each other, but they're trying to deny that they like each other. And then the next line that I chose reads, "To be completely honest, I want to ask, I'm getting more and more anxious." I feel like this book reached a point where both of them wanted to ask each other out on a real date, but neither would acknowledge that they both liked each other, and you just want to hit the characters in the head sometimes. But yeah, for Give Me Your TMI, I chose the American Roommate Experiment. This next song I'm not a huge fan of, and that is Super Bored, and there are not that many lyrics to choose from. So the lyrics that I chose read, "Take me on and you'll end up flat on the ground and I'll be holding my stomach laughing. On top of the running guys or the flying guys, glaring at us won't change anything." So I chose Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and it's kind of a long shot, but it's funny because it reads, "I'm not only a running guy, I'm a flying guy." And at one point they're running away from authorities and also flying away because they get like a spaceship. So there's that. And then she can beat you up. Cinder is perfectly capable of kicking your ass. So this is what I chose for Super Bored. This book follows our main character, Cinder, who is part cyborg. There is this deadly plague going around, kind of like back in 2020. They are doing experiments on part cyborgs because a lot of normal people don't think that cyborgs should be a part of society. So basically Cinder is given up for this research to help find a cure for the plague, but something happens and things are revealed. This series is simply incredible. It is book 1 of the Lunar Chronicles, and there are 4 books total in the main series, and then there are 2 separate like prequels, I guess. One about the main villain's backstory, and then one about each character's backstories when they were little children and so cute. In this book we get introduced to 2 of our main characters. Well, I guess 3 technically. And this is just such a fun sci-fi read. If you don't typically reach for sci-fi, which I don't, I think Cinder is a really good place to start. And these new cover designs are honestly stunning. Took me a little bit to grow on them. I mean, they're new. They've been out for a few years now. But the original covers are gorgeous. However, these are just simply stunning. So we have Cinder, and yeah, running, flying, fighting. There's a bunch of action, a bunch of fun characters. By the end, you're following like 7 character perspectives, but they're each easy to differentiate and follow, and it's not that complicated of a series. So yeah, if you're looking to go into sci-fi and kind of expand your palette and genre taste, then I think Cinder is a good place to start in terms of sci-fi. Now, the next song is 3 Racha, which was named after the songwriting group, which includes Chan, Han, and Changbin, and their little trio is called 3 Racha, and it is just such a good song, honestly. And 3 Racha is my bias. My first ever bias was Chan, and then currently it's Han, and then Changbin has been wrecking me. Although with the MAXIDENT comeback, Lino has been wrecking me a little bit, which is surprising because I don't know where he came from, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyways, 3 Racha, for that song I chose 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Now if you haven't read 6 of Crows, get out from the rock you're under, okay? Do yourself a favor and read this duology. The lyrics that I chose for this book read, "Masterminds, the perfect trio bound by blood. My inspiration is a spring that never diminishes. You cannot beat me up." Now, they're not a trio. There is 6 of them, so I guess double the trio. I just cannot get over how good this book is. It is a little bit complicated to get into, but once you understand the magic system, Leigh Bardugo is simply a genius when it comes to writing. And I want to reread this so badly, but I'll hold off. This follows a group of 6, I guess, misfits who all come together in order to infiltrate this ice court palace thing in order to, I believe there's some sort of, I don't remember what it's called, but some sort of drug that's being used to enhance people to make them kind of super powerful and then get them addicted and kill them. So they're trying to stop that from becoming kind of a mainstream thing to sell in the market, black market or otherwise. Kaz Brecker is the leader of this group, and the lines, "My inspiration is a spring that never diminishes, you cannot beat me up," kind of feels very Kaz-like, because he is a genius in terms of his plans and how he came up with the plan and how he is the leader of the dregs, and it's just a fun, really cool read. And if you're into fantasy and you have not read Six of Crows, do yourself a favor and pick up Six of Crows. But yeah, that is the song I chose for Sriracha. Also, the song is just like, it goes so hard, so I feel like Six of Crows matches that vibe pretty well. Next we have Taste, which was by Dance Racha, and honestly, this song is really something else. It really makes red lights and Drive look childlike. The lyrics are insane. But for Taste, I chose A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and the lyrics that I chose, it's kind of a long one, so buckle up, get ready. "Fake eyes open, the pain that deceives me again." Just kidding, that's the first line that I chose. Not that long, but there's another one that's a little bit longer. This book follows Sarah, who is the maiden, and her task to, I guess, avenge her ancestors, or something her ancestors fucked up on. I don't know. You know how ancestors fuck up and leave it to like us to fix their problems? That sort of vibe. She is tasked with killing the primal of death, and the only way to kill the primal is to make them fall in love with her, and then love is their weakness. Then she can get little stabby. I feel like these lyrics kind of follow from the primal's point of view, where it's like, fake eyes open, you deceive me, because Sarah is deceiving the primal. And then the next lyrics I chose read, "It's like bad red roses, crazed by the scent, I feel shortness of breath. Dark and thick thorns hidden by beauty. Don't care about it, you know, eyes hidden behind a veil." Now, keep in mind that a lot of these are translated from Korean, so if they don't sound like they flow off the tongue in English, that's because they don't. They flow off the tongue in Korean. Eyes hidden behind a veil. I don't know if Sarah wears a veil in this, but I know in Jennifer L. Armentrout's other series, From Blood and Ash, Poppy does wear a veil, and I thought that was perfect. However, when I was reading the lyrics, I felt like A Shadow in the Ember fit them better, and I like A Shadow in the Ember more than From Blood and Ash. So I'm obviously not going to recommend a series that I don't really enjoy that much. I'm going to recommend the series that I did kind of enjoy. Then the next lines, I told you, there's a lot with this one. "I can't help but fall in love with this blinding light. I'm in trouble, your heart full of lies." Now, like I said, Sarah is trying to make the primal fall in love with her, so her heart is full of lies because she doesn't really love him back, or does she? Anyways, this entire song is super spicy, and this entire book, I don't think the entire book is spicy, but there's spice scenes in this book, and I feel like Taste just really encapsulates the feeling of A Shadow in the Ember. So if you want to give Taste a listen and then read this book, it's a good combo. What can I say? The next song features Sungmin in Ian, and it is such a fun, cute, upbeat, cheery, happy song called Can't Stop. And for that, I chose Heartstopper. The lines that I chose read, "I think I like you, even I can tell when I look at myself. It's to the point that is too obvious. I must want you so much." And then also, "Why did I pretend I did not like you?" Feel good vibes. This follows Nick and Charlie, and it is just such a cute, fun read. Now, there is definitely some serious topics that are discussed in the Heartstopper series, but Alice Oseman handles these heavy topics so well with her writing, and I feel like the balance is definitely there within difficult topics that need to be kind of conveyed out into the world and made normal for more people can get help, and fun, happy, cute romance. And Can't Stop is such a fun song. It is honestly one of my favorites after Case 143 and Sriracha. I think that it's just so, I don't know, it's so feel good. And every time I think of Heartstopper, I think of how feel good the vibes are and how Charlie is pretending not to like Nick, even though they both end up liking each other, but Nick is trying to figure out his sexuality, and so there's a lot of, is he straight? Is he not straight? What's going on? But then you have the back of the book and they're kissing, so you know something goes on. It's a fun time. Can't Stop is a fun song, and so they fit the vibes very well. So yeah, I recommend Heartstopper. There are 4 published books, but I believe all of this can be read online for free. So you don't really have to wait for the 5th book to come out, but I will be probably buying all of them. Plus, the color palette is simply impeccable. and you can't look at this and not know it's gonna be a fun time. The last song on the MAXIDENT album is Circus, but the Korean version. So they released Circus, but as a Japanese version first, and then they went back and did translate it and ended up putting it on the album. It doesn't really fit the vibe of the album, I feel like. However, I'm glad they included it because it's interesting listening to the Korean version and then the Japanese version and listening to the differences and how it translated differently. However, something that is consistent in both are these lyrics. Feeling good right now, feeling good right now. Eyes and ears have already been captivated, like being trapped in your own mind. So for that, I chose Carnival, which is funny because the song is called Circus, and then Carnival is very similar to Carnival, which is similar to a circus. It's a whole thing. However, I feel like the vibes in this book start out a little dark and dreary, but then once they get into the Carnival, it's fun, it's happy, people are feeling good, not necessarily the main characters, but the other people involved in the game. They're feeling good, they're trapped within their own mind because Carnival is this magical experience, and the biggest thing is don't forget that it's only a game. And some people do, and they do get trapped within their own mind and get driven to insanity. But essentially, this follows two sisters, Tella and Scarlett, and their adventures into Carnival. And there is a romance, and it is such a fun, whimsical read. Stephanie Garber really knows how to write that whimsical, easy story to read. It reads so fast, and it can really suck you in right away. Kind of like the song Circus, and how the catchy lyrics and the fun tunes and beats kind of draw you into the song right away to make you love it. So that is my recommendation for the song Circus. These are all the books that I recommend that fit each track on the album MAXIDENT. I really wanted to do a video that combined my love for K-pop and my love for books, and this video idea just kind of came to me, and I hope that you enjoyed it even if you don't really listen to K-pop. And if you don't, maybe try listening to a few of these songs, especially if you like these books that I listed. Try listening to the song and let me know if you agree, disagree with my thoughts and my analysis of why these books fit the vibe of each song. I might do more of these in the future with album releases. I honestly don't know. I just wanted to do something special because Stray Kids is my favorite group, tied with ONEUS, of course. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and got some good book recommendations out of it. It feels random, but it seemed like a fun video idea, so I hope that y'all did enjoy. And if you liked it, please do give it a like for I know if y'all want to see more of these in the future. Comment down below, let me know your favorite song on the MAXIDENT album, or if you haven't listened to K-pop or don't listen to K-pop, then let me know the favorite book. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Toodles!